Welcome to It's Fate, a fantasy novel recap podcast where two friends deep dive to discuss your favorite fantasy reads. I am Katie.
And I'm Morgan, and today we are discussing Quicksilver.
And we're in a new place if you watch the video.
We are, which I just realized there's something back there. Oh, it's my little ivy thing. I was like, what is that? We are at, Katie graciously came to my house.
I did.
Which is very sweet. So thank you.
You're welcome.
She lugged everything over.
I loved it. I saw Morgan's baby.
Yes.
Who's not a baby to you.
No.
But to me, I'm like, you have a baby.
I know. Today he was whining. And I was like, buddy, are you, like, look at me. You know, I need you to use your words. And he's just like, wah. Like, are you a baby? And he goes, yes, I'm a big baby. I was like, okay, you're my baby.
He kind of is
a baby.
He's a big baby.
And he has so much language, but
Mm-hmm.
he'll just like, he's just in a phase of like, you put the wrong straw in his cup. And instead of saying, I don't want that straw, which he's fully capable of doing, it's throw my body on the ground and whine.
Sometimes I want to do that, you know?
Me
I get it.
too, especially when he does it. Makes me want to do it back.
I'm glad you don't.
No. All hell would break loose. Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, I have to keep it together.
Okay.
Well,
Reading
here we
check-in?
are. Yeah.
What are you reading?
Well, I was reading Daisy Hates, the second book in the Magnolia Parks book, and I will finish it eventually. But I just don't have time for it. And it was from the library, and I'd already renewed it once, and I got to send it back.
That's good. You're being a responsible library borrower.
Yeah, I got to make way for others who want to read it.
Yeah.
And I was listening to a book called A Court This Fierce and Lovely, something like that. It was interesting. I wouldn't say it got returned as well. And then it's like an 8-week wait for me to get it back. And I'm like, I'm going to forget everything.
Yeah.
But the reason I didn't listen to it very quickly is because the beginnings were similar-ish to Quicksilver. And so I was reading Quicksilver and listening, and I would get so confused.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally was like, okay, I need to put this on pause. And then they went very different directions. But there's a male narrator and a female. I cannot stand the male reader.
Oh.
He's like, and then she looked at me with disgust. And then I went over to her, and I just couldn't help but touch her face. I'm not kidding you. That sounds exactly like it. I'm like, wow, I could do that. I just did.
You just did.
Pay me.
And you have a mic.
I know. I'm ready.
Read books.
So that was a long way to say I didn't finish multiple books, but I did read already the next book we're going to cover.
And starting
the following book after that.
Which is kind of crazy.
Because I was sick. I'm getting over a cold. So.
I was sick and I read Quicksilver really fast.
Yeah. Quicksilver took me, my usual amount of time. But
I sped through it, so I'm sorry if I missed things because I was sick.
Yeah.
And I finished it like in the middle of the night. I'm not joking.
I love that.
So I missed things.
Yeah.
But it was too good to want to go back and
I finished
slow
mine.
down.
It was Sunday night. And I was like, it was 7 p.m. and I'm like, I'm sick. I can feel it. And I should go to bed. But no, I need to finish. So I stayed up super late till 8:30 to finish. But when you're sick, that's really late.
It is. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I had to. I was like, this is too good.
And I felt like I was at a good place where I'm like, I can't stop.
Yeah, I want to know.
Yeah. Didn't you feel that way towards the end?
Yes.
I was like, I can't stop. I need to read this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm still recovering. I'm like fine, but you know how the cough lingers. If I cough tonight, I apologize. It's not the first time I've coughed on the podcast. So
we'll edit it out as you cough.
As I right into the mic. Anyway, what are we wearing?
You don't want to know what I'm reading?
Oh, what are you reading? Oh my gosh. No, we talked about me. Moving on.
I'm reading 3 books right now.
Katie, this is
a lot for me.
You are on like a streak, a hot streak with your audiobooks and everything.
I've been off of Instagram.
I'm so proud of you.
Partly it's because I'm like, I have no one on there. If you follow me on Instagram, I love you. But I'm like, I just have so many people on there. I'm like, I don't talk to like half these people. If you want to know my life. Oh my
what
god!
Tell me.
My life. if you want to know my life, I guess you're just gonna have to listen to this.
Yeah,
I'm just
exactly.
over. I'm on TikTok a lot.
I am too. And honestly, making TikToks takes a lot of time.
It does. But anyway, I'm reading 3 books.
Okay,
I'm reading from Blood and Ash.
Oh, that's right. Wait, are you listening or reading?
I'm reading it.
Okay.
I'm not that far in because I have been reading so many other books.
Mm-hmm.
It's like way different than I thought it was going to be.
Yes. It's very different.
It's very different. I like it.
Yeah.
It's just a little heavy sometimes.
It gets
less heavy.
It gets more like fantasy world heavy.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Versus like, this is like, how many times can I say like, this is, even though it's a fantasy world, it's a very heavy thing to navigate. But like death comes quick.
Death comes quick. She's like, you open up and she wants to get fucked and then she doesn't get fucked and then I'm like, wait, she's a virgin.
That's right. I forgot about
and
that.
And then this is big spoiler warning. Morgan mention there's like a threesome later in the series and I'm like, how did she go from this to that?
And I can't tell you. Do you want to know what book it happens in?
I think I'm not going to let you tell me. Okay. I think it's in book 3.
Okay.
I'm right.
No, you're not.
Damn it!
I can't help my face. I should have covered up.
It's okay. I don't mind getting like little spoilers like that. Yeah. But then I'm finishing up Legends and Lattes.
Oh, cute.
It's so comfy. I think you'd like it because it's a coffee shop.
Okay. Literally. I've seen it floating around. We talked about it.
Yeah.
I've seen it floating around on TikTok a lot.
It's very cozy. The way they describe coffee and like pastries. Ooh. I just want to eat and drink coffee all day.
That's all I want to do ever.
Yeah.
I love
It's very cozy.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And then I just started Carabelle.
Okay.
I'm like 2 chapters in.
It's a pretty easy read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I read it in a day.
It seems very quick.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
we'll talk about it later on the pod. I love that.
Our outfits.
Yes.
Silver
and silky.
Silky.
Yeah.
I tried to change my nose ring to my stud.
Oh, I was going to say, it doesn't look different to me.
Okay, well, let me tell you what happened. I took this one. I have a nose ring, if people don't ever see me. And I took this one out for the first time, and I was really scared. But I was like, I need a match. I need to be silver.
Yes.
And so I have this stud that I was pierced with. I could not get it in my nose.
Oh.
Because I have to go from the inside of my nose. Because just of like the piercing it is, and I couldn't do it.
Oh no.
I couldn't find the hole in my nose, and so I had to stick this one back in.
Did you feel like suddenly super stressed and sweaty? Because that's like when I'm trying to put on a necklace that I've clasped by myself 50,000 times in my life, and for some reason it's just not getting it, and you're just like, I'm panicking.
Yes. And then I was like a little bit rushed, even though I got here right on time.
I know. Perfect.
I was
great.
Impressed by my time management skills, but
it's wonderful.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, why is my nose so tiny? Like, get it in there.
Your darn tiny nose. Cursed with a button nose.
Cursed, I guess. My niece has a really small nose, and I'm always like, you can't even like pick your nose. It's so tiny.
Bummer for her.
And she she giggles and she's like, yes, I can, and she does it. My dad, I swear, can't pick his nose. He has the tiniest little nostrils.
Oh my gosh, can he breathe okay?
I always make fun of him. He actually has great
does he snore? He has great sniff abilities.
He has great smell.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, that's enough of my dad's nose.
I love that. I love that so much. Yes, I'm wearing my token silver top that I've worn a few times on the podcast, and I've literally never worn it
out.
No, I wore this for your birthday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. That was my first time. I've never worn it out since.
Well,
I don't really go out.
Well,
I go to restaurants.
I'll bring it up here. Dana, if you're listening. The gay bar in town that I like to go to.
Yeah.
Tuesday nights, they have karaoke nights. I know you're like, okay, Tuesday nights, Katie, I work, I have a baby. But you know what? Christmas break is coming. And then you'll give me no excuse. And then I'll say, okay, grandparents, I want you to wear that. They have karaoke night.
It is kind of Christmas vibes.
Yeah.
I'm sparkling.
I'm
gonna sing "Shine Bright Like a Diamond" as I shine bright like a diamond.
Please do. I would be impressed. That song is
I'm not gonna sing that song.
kind of hard.
I need to come up with my
karaoke songs.
I like that one,
Pink Pony Club.
I love. Yes, that's the one I said I was gonna do if I
Yeah.
had a karaoke party for my birthday.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Well, you're gonna have to come with me.
Okay, that sounds good. We've talked about doing karaoke forever.
I know, we have.
Last little fun tidbit about us. Katie, Dana, and I have done karaoke multiple times without mics, just to YouTube.
One time I was completely sober
with wooden spoons.
I was sober
for hours.
Both
times I was sober. One time I was
no
super pregnant.
The first time you were
no, I wasn't. Yeah,
had some wine, which I feel like karaoke.
But the second time I was like 7 months pregnant.
Yeah, you looked cute
in my pajamas.
I loved it.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, good times. Anyway,
we're going to talk about Quicksilver
by Callie Hart. And if you haven't read this, stop and go read it.
Or not, because we also recap it.
That's true. But I was going to say it's really good.
It's really good.
And it was an indie release, and it's gotten picked up and will be officially published sometime next year. I don't know the details of that. But because of that, it is currently only available on Kindle. You can no longer purchase. I think it's released in December of this year, actually.
I got it on Barnes & Noble.
But it was digital.
It was digital.
That's what I say Kindle, but it's only available digitally. Yeah.
I hope it has a new cover.
I do too, but then did you see that comment on her TikTok where someone was like, the author designed it?
She's obviously a great writer, okay?
You could be not great at other things.
You could not be I wouldn't be able to do a book cover.
I could do a book cover.
You could do
I couldn't write a book.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I've never tried. But I feel more confident in my book cover abilities.
Yeah. Who cares? It's bad. I can say it's bad. And I shouldn't. I loved her book. And getting into that, I gave us 5 stars.
Me too.
So I can hate the book cover and give it 5 stars.
Yes.
I loved it.
I loved it too.
I was obsessed. It pulled me out of the sadness I felt out of like Poppy War.
Yeah.
And
yes, exactly same.
Yeah.
Definitely did the same thing for me too. I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. Just the right amount of war. Like, the war's not over. We're not done. But it wasn't mundane because it's not real. That's what I'm looking for.
Enemies to lovers. Fast paced.
Yes. A new crazy world. The Fae.
Hot Fae. Gay Fae. Carrion. I'm going to be honest. I didn't look at the pronunciation guide that much.
He's gay?
Morgan.
What did I miss?
He's bisexual king.
Oh, when he was like tempted by that kiss. Yeah.
I loved it.
I love him. We'll talk about him. Okay. Because I have thoughts and I want to know if you got the same vibe as me.
Okay.
We also got Evil Dad.
Evil Daddy.
We still have Missing Brother.
Crappy brother.
Yeah, I don't care about him. He sucked. In the first 5 minutes, I was like, what? You are really stupid.
Yeah.
You dumb boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was so good. First impressions.
Let's get into it. Yeah.
Again, covers.
Yes. Pronunciation guide.
I appreciate the pronunciation guide. However, I didn't quite use it as much.
Because it's digital.
But then I figured out, if I just bookmark it, I can just go back. But I'm not going to do that.
Oh, that reminds me. I think I had a quote of the book, but I forgot to put it on here. Oh, no, I did. Okay. Because I used my highlight feature.
We forgot our drink.
God.
I got us some Liquid Death. It's silver. And I figured death.
And also the Quicksilver being liquid.
Silver.
I cannot. How are you doing this? With your left hand? Queen.
I got you. Okay. I'm kind of impressed.
I'm so impressed.
Skills.
Cheers.
It's Bury It Alive.
Bomb.
It's good.
Murder your thirst. The ruthless tall boy of flavored sparkling water has a twisted plan to use natural agave and exploding bubbles to murder your thirst and recycle your soul. Liquid Death.
Love that. You can be a little audiobook reader.
Thank you. Catch me chugging this. I'm parched.
Okay. It's like, don't you want to chug it?
It's so good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I thought Katie brought us energy drinks when I saw Liquid Death, and it's nighttime on a weeknight.
It's your Friday.
I know, but I gotta recover.
I know, I'm joking. I actually don't drink energy drinks.
I don't either.
They're gross.
I agree. I'd rather drink this. If I'm gonna energize myself, I'm gonna use delicious coffee to do it.
Yeah, or chai.
I do love chai. I also like tea. Okay. Love that Saris is in her 20s. Like mid-20s, right? Was she 24, 25?
I think she was like 23, 24.
I think she was at least 24.
Okay, you know what's funny is when I was doing this, I saw that you put 24, but I have down 23.
What did I put? I just put mid-20s.
Yeah, I loved it too.
Whatever. I'm just happy she wasn't 18.
Me too. And like, see, you know, she could make judgment
She's an
calls.
adult.
Yes.
She's like a true adult.
And she took care, which I know they always take care of their
siblings,
whatever.
But yeah.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I kept forgetting her name, to be honest, because it wasn't said that much at first.
It wasn't.
And I was like, what's her name again?
Yes.
I kept thinking of Pei from Powerless.
Oh my gosh.
Because it reminded me of Powerless at first. So
I get that. In that.
And I was like, wait, this isn't Pei.
Nope. Different person.
And I think the AE.
I don't remember what she looks like. I feel like we didn't get a description of her in the beginning.
Right. I don't really know what she looks like either.
I think she has dark hair.
She looks like me in my brain.
Okay. I'm good with that.
She looks like anyone.
Everyone. She looks like every single person who's read this book.
Who wants to be her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing I took right off the bat was that they have 2 sons. Like SUNS.
Yes.
No darkness.
No.
But I already hate how hot where we live is. It drives me bananas.
Guys, it is October 3rd. Happy October 3rd for those who celebrate. It was 104 today.
104.
I hated it.
And every time this happens, I think, why do I live here? I'm not going anywhere. But why do I live here? And then I think of having 2 sons. It would be 204.
Night.
208. No night.
Mm-hmm.
But they had blackout curtains somehow. Yeah. Very interesting. And I just enjoyed seeing that their worlds, like the Fae world and the human world, truly were so different in that, like, she'd never seen snow. She didn't know what a quiche was. Like, all these things. A fox. She didn't know what a fox was. It wasn't just like, oh, it's, you know, human world, but more beautiful and magical. It was like, no, there's all these things that she's never experienced. And I thought that was a cute element.
I thought it was cute too.
Yeah.
Especially for, like, I don't know, someone. I didn't experience snow until I was 20 years old. So I loved her, like,
yeah,
happy, like, oh my God, it's so different.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know. And it makes you think, like, there's tons of people in our own country who haven't seen the ocean.
I get students all the time tell me they've never been to the beach.
Wow.
I know.
Doesn't it make you just want to take them?
It does. I want to take them everywhere.
I'll take you.
Yeah.
I'll get a van. Come with me to the beach in my van.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. What were you going to say?
Hayden.
Yeah, I was going to go on him, too.
I really thought he was a child at first.
Yes.
I thought he was, like, under 12. And then you find out he's at, like, 20.
I think so.
And I'm like,
late teen.
I hate him.
I was so frustrated.
He's so immature.
Also, how did we go from Saris to Hayden? That's like with Gwyneth Paltrow named her second child Tom after naming her first apple.
Yeah.
Like one very normal name and one
quirky name.
Unique. We had a fantasy novel name and then we had a normal white boy name.
Yeah.
How'd that
happen? I don't know. You should ask Callie Hart.
I will. Maybe they're not actually siblings.
Ooh, little prediction.
We don't know yet.
We don't know.
He did not find Hayden when he traced her bloodline, which we know why that happened, but we don't know then technically. And there's something to her. Like, she's special.
She is.
Why does she have these powers?
As like a little human.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really didn't like him. He was annoying.
Carry on.
Carry on. I loved him.
Did he remind you? Did he give you vibes of anyone else that we've read about that we love?
A man?
Uh-huh.
Well, he loves the drama.
He does.
He loves to fuck.
Yes. And he's secretive and he's sneaky and he has more to him than you think he does. And he's hilarious. And he's Dorian. Dorian vibes like the Dorian. Whole time.
He is like Dorian. And he's like so like
just like nonchalant, but also super present at the same time.
I love him.
I enjoyed him so much. The whole I was so glad that it was him brought back instead of Hayden.
Me too.
Oh my gosh.
Me too. I was like, we don't need Hayden in here.
Yeah.
When she saw him, I was like, hell yeah, Carrion's here.
I was like thinking maybe there'd be a little love triangle, but I'm glad there wasn't.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Carrion was like,
no, he's just like, we had our thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. And now we're friends. And he's like so loyal to her. Yeah.
They're besties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. Anyone else we really need to talk about until we jump in?
I don't think so.
Oh, the only thing I wanted to say is Everlayne. All I could think about was the clothing brand the whole time.
Oh, that is a clothing brand.
Yeah.
You're right. They called her Lane at least.
Yeah, once I saw that, I was like, okay, I can do this.
She was really sweet, but I did think it was weird that she just like forgot, like made herself forget about her brother being tortured for years on end.
I didn't trust her from very early on.
Maybe a good thing.
I still don't fully trust her. We'll get into it.
Okay, let's start a little recap.
Okay.
Chapters 1 through 3, we meet Cyrus, and she tries to steal a guard's golden gauntlet.
Yes.
We meet Carrion, a former lover, and the city guards catch up to Cyrus for stealing the gauntlet, and she tries to fight them off to save her brother, because they think her brother was the one that stole it.
Yes.
Can I say, when I found out that the guards have all gold armor, I just thought How
are they moving?
How are they moving? Well, Sarah says they can't even really run. And then second of all, I'm like, you live in a place with 2 suns. You're just like baking in this golden armor.
I think they're gifted immortality.
I think so too.
I think all of them are.
Yeah.
So they're like, sure.
Maybe they don't sweat.
Oh, I would take that. That would be, if I could have one power, it would be to not feel extreme temperatures.
You'd always be
neutral. Oh my gosh.
That'd be actually a really good little.
That'd be so nice.
Yeah.
I just want equilibrium in my body at all times.
And I want loud noises to not make me feel anxious.
Yeah. Like all the things. Like everything is always just.
I'll be fine forever.
Peace. No sickness. Because your body is at peace all the time. It's whole.
Perfect.
I'm basically talking about when we die someday. Then we just don't feel any of these things anymore.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. So until then, I'll keep hoping for a power. Yeah, I hated her brother right away. She's like, hey, guard this, BRB. And then he just is like, this looks cool, I'm going to go pawn it. And then is immediately caught.
They're like basically homeless, right?
Yeah.
And then you find out he's like gambling away. He takes off with the thing. Yeah. This guy is annoying.
So annoying. And guess what? We never see him again. We will, I'm sure, in future books.
I'm sure we will.
But at this point, we don't see him again in the book, which was great. That was a plus for me.
We don't need him.
Yeah. Any other things from those first few chapters?
Yeah. When we met Carrion and Cyrus could not stop remembering their night together.
Good time.
I'm like, can I get a scene?
Well, we figure out why it was so great later.
Freaking immortal.
I know.
Okay. See, this is where I have that she's 23.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay.
Maybe I was just like, one more year.
Maybe it was her birthday. I don't know. We can give her one more year.
I have no idea how much time passed.
Me either.
During this.
Which I kind of like. Sometimes when it's, I don't need to know the time.
I kind of like knowing the time.
I don't want to know anything with numbers.
We got a lot of details in Poppy War. Oh my gosh. In the next few chapters 4 through 5, we meet Queen Madra.
I said Madra, but
I never looked at the pronunciation guide. That we were so happy to have.
Look, I want the option. That doesn't mean I'm going to use it.
You just made the TikTok about it too.
I just want the option so that when I make a TikTok video, I don't sound like an idiot. But when I read it, I don't need to say the name correctly.
I like it. Okay. She's really paranoid about the Fae coming for her, and then Cyrus fights off the guard and accidentally opens the Quicksilver portal with her unknown powers, and magical beings bring her into the Fae world. And she does this by touching a sword that apparently nobody else can touch, or they, like, their limbs disappear.
I loved it.
Me too. I wrote 24. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just saw that. I'll have
She's
to Google it.
somewhere
Whatever.
there. Who cares? I did notice that Cyrus tells the guard that in her section of the city called the ward, in her ward, they get 6 ounces of water a day. Yeah. Could you survive on 6 ounces of water?
No.
You have 2 sons all the time beating down on you.
Do you know how much water I drink a day?
I do know how much. I've seen your
I drink like 150 ounces of water a day.
I don't drink that much, but I'm usually pretty hydrated. I drink more than 6 ounces. I drink more than 8 ounces.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of water.
No, and then even like this is water. Yeah. My coffee. I drink iced Americanos every morning. I need water to pull a shot of espresso, and then I need water to pour in, and I need water to make the ice.
You're peeing all day.
I love water. Keeps me hydrated.
Yeah.
If you go to the bathroom and your pee isn't clear, fix it. Hydrate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drink your liquid death. No, that would be awful. Okay, I'll have a sip.
Okay, we'll have a sip. Love. Yeah, 6 ounces, no thank you. We move on.
Yes.
And Cyrus wakes up, and she's in the Fae world with Everlayne watching over her, and we learn about their gods, and basically their gods took off. They went on a pilgrimage, and the king of the Fae court sucks.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, you're going to learn how to control the Quicksilver, so that way we can go to different worlds.
Yeah. And this is where I wrote she was 24, but let's just say whatever. She's in her early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
And this is the first time she's washing her hair with shampoo, she says. She said, never washed my hair with shampoo before. In reality, in real life, if she'd never washed her hair, I'm assuming they had something. Like she wouldn't.
I don't think they really bathed that much because water is so
that makes
scarce.
Sense.
And I'm assuming Carrie On did not take a bath after they had sex.
Probably not.
Because that's why they could be smelled.
3 months later.
3 months later.
But in reality, like if you didn't wash your hair for that long, you wouldn't be able to run your fingers through it.
Absolutely not. I couldn't run my fingers through my hair. Now that it's short, much easier. My hair would be greasy within, let me tell you, a day. A single day. I'm not joking. And it would be so tingly. I would have to shave it off.
I think that's like she would have light. Like, I don't know. That's a little plot hole for me.
Maybe they have dry shampoo.
Or maybe she really was like,
maybe she's
ugly
magical
when she came
hair.
through the Quicksilver, and that's why he was like, "You have ratty hair, you stank, and
covered in blood.
What's going on?"
Yeah, I made it. Okay, maybe one of the reasons why I love this book so much is because I don't have predictions right.
You did?
I did.
Okay, tell me what you thought.
This is when they mention that the Danethys heir, which is basically. Okay, tell me if I'm remembering correctly. It's King Bellicon. He stole the spot, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be Danethys.
Yes.
Family.
It's supposed to be their family.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then when Cyrus got there, she noticed, and they told her, most of the Fae have light-colored hair. And I was like, wait, Carrie On is beautiful with red hair.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, it's either Cyrus or Carrie On.
I thought it was Cyrus.
Yeah.
which I liked that it wasn't.
Me too.
I thought that was a fun twist.
Me too. We meet Kingfisher.
Yes, which I'm like, I guess I got over the name, but in the moment I was like, why?
I don't know.
And I looked up what a kingfisher was and I already forgot, so I'm going to look it up again. I think it's a job.
I think it's a job too. It sounds like a job.
Kingfisher. No, it's a bird.
Oh.
It's a family of small to medium-sized, brightly colored birds. There you are. There you have it.
He's a bird.
In the tropical regions of Africa, Asia, and Oceania, but can also be found in Europe and the Americas. Is it rare to see a kingfisher? No. Well,
I wonder why she chose that name.
I know, and I was hoping there would be like a cool meaning. But, oh well, I got over it.
Especially because they just call him Fisher.
Yeah.
I feel like I would call him Fish. So like, or Fishy.
Fishy. Fisher just started to sound like a last name.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, I can get behind
We
this.
can do that.
Yes.
We can do that.
I figured out that Everlayne and Kingfisher were brother and sister right away. Because of how intensely she reacted to him when King Belicon was basically like about to kill him. I'm like, he's not her lover because we know that he's going to be Sayrus's lover. Like you just know that right off the bat. And like they have to be siblings. This was more than a friend reaction.
Look at us making predictions.
Maybe we could write a book.
Cheers.
Cheers to us.
We're so smart.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I spilled. We just can't stop drinking this liquid death.
Just want to chug it. I told you.
I literally want to tug it.
I swear.
Tug it.
I swear that they are the best to drink while you're drinking alcohol. Because you do. There's something about the can. You just want to guzzle it down.
You really do. It's so good. But yeah, Kingfisher. We also meet Renthis.
We do. Yes. And I like him.
I do too.
He's really sweet.
He is sweet.
I love that they're besties.
I know.
They always need a bestie. Brothers.
Down to the core. There's 9 through 12. Fisher is just super condescending. Total grumpy. And we learn that relics are made to help travel through worlds using Quicksilver. And Sayrus adopts a wild fox, and we get a kiss between Fisher and Sayrus. Oh my gosh, that happened so early. I forgot.
Happened so early. I was going to ask you, did you appreciate the quick?
I did, actually.
Me too. I was like, I was ready for it.
Yeah, so
I needed it.
I know, because you're like, it's going to happen. So
and it's a long book. I'm like, okay, I'm glad they at least kissed, even if they don't have like a relationship yet.
Yeah, it just set the scene, and it built it helped build the tension. But yeah, so Sayrus is having to make the relics with the Quicksilver. They're working together. I already shared this on TikTok, but this is about the time that I was getting Geralt from Witcher vibes from him. Like the outfit, the big pendant with the wolf on it. He wears that too.
I had to look it up.
Oh, okay.
I had to look up I forgot what it's called.
Wait, what'd you have to look up?
The thing he always wears.
Oh, the gambit.
The gambit.
Yes, he also wears a pendant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was just decked out.
Yeah, I know.
He was just dripping.
I also don't really like the idea of him wearing a gambit all the time.
No, me either.
Something about necks. Weird. I'm like, I don't know. Just like, don't put metal there. Like, just like a big old.
I'm gonna get you the biggest choker. Just like metal choker.
Makes me want to gag.
Yeah. Not a fan.
No.
I thought it was kind of weird.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for there to be a purpose for it.
It was his fashion. It was his style.
Fashion.
He starts calling her Butterfly.
Yes.
But he calls her Osha. What did you think of this nickname?
I didn't love, like, what?
Your face, you were like, no.
I didn't. So it ends up being cute, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
But at first I'm like, okay, jerk. But then even before I figured out the true meaning behind it, the more he said it, the more I was like, I love that I just love the nickname.
Yeah.
It always happens. They give a nickname to their love interest.
Yeah. And you can always tell.
Yeah.
It means, did I say it means butterfly? I think I did.
Yeah, but it's a specific kind of butterfly. Yeah.
It reminded me of like OSHA, which isn't it like a department, like occupational It means something. It's a acronym
I'm sure.
I've heard before.
I'm sure.
And that's all I could think of. Yeah, look it up. What is
OSHA.
the acronym? Oh my
Occupational
God.
Safety and Health Administration.
That's what I thought of. I was like,
Wow.
OSHA. Why do I remember that?
I don't know. Let's see. What is OSHA? They assure safe and healthful conditions for workers by setting and enforcing standards and providing training, outreach, education, and compliance assistance.
There you go.
Do they do our trainings every year?
They might.
Wow.
Anyway, that's what I thought of. We
I
also
did not think of anything.
we also got the smells.
I literally wrote, here we go with the smelling again.
Do you want to know my? I was not sober all the time reading this. Okay. Do you want to know my high thought?
Yeah.
I was thinking. I was like, why are all of these like fantasy worlds for women have men who can like smell when they're horny?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about how sexually liberating would that be, right? Like,
you don't have to initiate.
you don't have to initiate. Oftentimes women in the patriarchy look like we shouldn't be horny or we don't have sexual feelings. So like, how sexually liberating would it be? Like, men get boners, so it's like easy to see that they're
I don't
horny.
want to see that.
I know.
Or smell.
You don't want to see a boner?
On the street?
No.
I
Not
also
on the
don't want to
street.
smell somebody on the street.
I know, but I was just
In the sheets.
is a different story. That was my little stoner thought. I was
I
like,
love that.
I think it's just sexually liberating for women to think in this fantasy world.
If you could like isolate it.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like
That's true. It's so normal.
Yeah.
It's
You're
the
normal.
idea of I don't want to smell other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
still
don't
I
blame
was
you
just
on
like, oh,
that.
here we go. I hope we don't focus on this too much. Real quick, I love when she punched him in the face in chapter 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the next chapter, we find out that he just threw her over his shoulder and scolded her like a dog. And I was giggling. I was just like, I love this.
I love their relationship.
I love it so
I thought they balanced each other out really well.
Yeah.
And like they had good banter,
Mm-hmm.
good chemistry.
I know.
I loved it all.
Yeah.
Chapters 13 and 14, Saris tries to escape back to her world to save her stupid brother through the Quicksilver, but Fisher finds her.
Yes.
And they make a blood pact and for Fisher to go back and try to get Hayden if Saris promises herself to him.
Yeah, basically it's like, I'll do what you say.
Yeah. But he brings back
Carrion. Also, she interpreted the blood pact as being like when, like, I'll do what you say, as in, I'll do the one thing you told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, haha, got you. You have to do whatever I say.
Yeah, which is kind of dumb of her.
So sneaky of him, though.
Oh, yeah. I think I would have fallen for it.
Same. I would have been like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, save my dumb brother who's always freaking getting
In trouble.
in trouble and not listening to me.
When you, oh, yeah. Just so annoying. The Quicksilver was giving me Cauldron vibes.
Mm-hmm.
When it, like, called to her.
And like the little humor and
Except I like the Quicksilver more.
me too. It's like
Cauldron's
funny.
so creepy. Yeah.
The cauldron is creepy.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
The Quicksilver isn't like bad. It's just
Sentient.
yeah. Sorry, my blanket. We have some fall festive decorations going on here.
I haven't even put my fall. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Ty has not put our fall stuff up.
Ty, get it together.
I
If
know.
you're listening, this is coming out in like multiple weeks, so you better do it.
He'll do it.
Good job.
Maybe I'll do it over the weekend.
Do it together. Make some pumpkin
I should.
something. Get like pumpkin creamer and make yummy pumpkin lattes.
Coffee?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Okay, in the next few chapters, they escape to Fisher's house near the front lines in Kalish.
Mm-hmm.
Kalish?
Kalish.
Okay. And Saris still can't figure out how to get the Quicksilver to turn into relics, and then they get attacked by feeders when they are supposedly having this nice dinner together. It was wild.
They meet Archer, who's like a little
Sure.
fire sprite.
Sprite.
I swear, every time I read about a little fire sprite, I love them.
That's
They're so cute.
Yes, and just in general, this is something I really liked about this book is how much we got in regards to other types of fae. We got so many details. And it would just be like a character here or a character there, but I really liked seeing the other type of species.
Me too.
Yeah.
Legends and Lattes, they have a lot of different fantasy creatures and beings, and I do love it how they're described and their powers.
The feeders were really scary.
Okay, they were terrifying. Maggots fell out of them.
They had stumps instead of tongues, razor sharp teeth, claws. They were basically zombies.
Yeah.
But they were termed vampires.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, they were zombies.
They were zombies.
But like,
yeah.
I guess blood-sucking zombies instead of flesh-eating ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really, really creepy. I was really scared of them.
Yeah, I agree. There was a moment, so Cyrus gets scratched by a feeder, and she has to be healed because there's a lot of poison in her. And there's a moment when she's recovering from the poison, and Kingfisher just talks about how fragile she is as a human. And when she's talking about this, this is the first time that he talks about her fragility without it coming across as mean, but rather sad. Like he knows that she will end soon in terms of his lifespan, and that breaks his heart. And I was just like, what a tortured soul.
He's such a tortured soul.
I love how tortured you are.
Me too.
Let me make it better.
I'll fix you.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
We're so healthy.
No, I just want that in books, not in...
Oh, 100%.
Well, I mean, obviously, I try and help my husband, but...
Yeah, but...
I'm not trying... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He also goes to a therapist.
Very different.
Okay. Yeah.
He's also your husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just different.
It is different.
I think we talked about this in one of our first episodes ever of like, I don't want emo boys in real life.
No.
Just in books.
Just in books. You know why? Because I'm a little emo girl. I'm like so sensitive and emotional.
I am too.
So I need someone not like that in real life. Maybe that's narcissistic of
pretty
me.
Sensitive.
Yeah, Ty is too.
Yeah. But like,
in a different way.
Neither of our husbands are these like tortured, just my hair's over my eyes and I'm not going to tell you how I'm really feeling ever and life is just bleak.
No, that's me. I will never tell you how I'm really
That's not me.
I'm a tortured soul. That's why you love me.
Over your
my eye. They're already like covering my eye today.
Perfect.
I'm a tortured soul. Do I look like Fisher to you?
Yeah, actually.
With my wavy hair?
Yeah, just get you a gambit.
I just joked myself.
Oh my
God.
Oh my gosh. All right. Moving on.
Chapters 20 to 24. They head off to the war front. And Cyrus and Fisher make out.
Yes.
Cyrus finds out that she has 1 year to make relics to like win the war.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how early some of this stuff
I
happened.
know. And then we also get a Fisher and Cyrus love scene.
We do. A
lot happens in these sections.
Okay. When they started making out in his war tent, did it feel a little out of the blue to you?
Was so taken aback.
Because I love the makeout scenes where it's like they're fighting. Like, why do you care? Like, I'm just a fragile human, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, make out. But she was like,
it was like awkward.
She was like talking about something. And all of a sudden he's like ravaging to make out with her. And I was like, okay, I'm not mad about this, but it didn't flow.
No.
Yeah.
And then she ran away.
He ran away.
No, she ran out of the tent.
Okay.
She ran out of the tent.
Okay.
Do you remember? She ran out of the tent and then they went. No?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
I trust you.
I wrote down, I love that she ran away after the very intense makeout scene. I would do that.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh, that's right. And then she goes to the war tent and then some scenes that I just adored happen. One, her and Carry-On sitting, eating quiche, thinking it was cake, and being like, what is this? No, it's quiche. And they're just watching this chaos drama unfold with a character who was really lame. And her name is Danya, which is very unfortunate because I called her Dana every time I read it. And she sucks. So sorry, Dana. And they're just like, pass the quiche, take a bite, watch the scene. I loved it.
I loved it too.
It was like they were eating popcorn watching a movie.
This is really when I fell in love with Kieran.
Me too. I always liked him. And then I was like, I love you. And then when Danya is about to try to attack Kingfisher with her sword, Saris stands up and screams, "Stop!" And her sword explodes into a million tiny splinters of metal. And this is when I was like, they're mates.
They're mates.
They're mates.
Yeah,
they have to be. Which they are.
I honestly, until she did this with the sword, I feel like I never really appreciated how cool it would be to be able to control metal.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, that's a really cool power.
It is. There is a cool scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender where the gal whose name I'm forgetting, she's an earthbender. She's captured. Why am I forgetting her name? Begins with a T.
Toph.
Is it Toph?
Yes.
Okay. She is in a metal cage, and they purposely put her in that because she's not supposed to be able to get out of it, and she ends up bending the metal. And apparently, like, some earthbenders have the rare ability to bend metal as well.
Which makes sense.
I know, which I just was like, that's so cool.
It is
and
super
then seeing
cool.
it in this way, even cooler. Just shattered that sword.
Shattered it. This is where I predicted that Belicon sent Fisher to Malcolm. So Malcolm is like the evil vampire king, right?
Nice predictions, Katie.
Because Fisher said that he was in hell. And I was like, okay, he wasn't actually in hell, but he's probably with the vampires.
Yeah.
I know.
I knew that it had something to do with Malcolm, but I didn't predict that it had to do with Belicon. Yeah. But there's a quote here that I loved. Saris, this is after the swords exploded and everyone's pissed because it was one of the god swords. She's like going to look at the metal, and Danya is being so sassy rude. And Saris looks at her and goes, "I'm sorry, are you just permanently on the brink of a nervous breakdown, or have I shown up at an inconvenient time?" And I was like,
damn.
Yes, queen. Could
you imagine if someone said that to you?
Well, I would probably deserve it.
She did kind of deserve it.
She had just threatened to take Kingfisher's life. I need to stop calling him Kingfisher. Fisher's life. And
I think you should stop.
And now she's like, Fisher, what are you going to do about her? She's talking down to me. Are you kidding me?
I didn't like her.
No, not at all.
It was very disappointing.
Gets worse. Yeah.
We find out that Saris was sterilized at 14.
Yes.
Which is really like off. They're like marked when they're born, and only some of them.
Like 70% of kids get sterilized. That's really sad.
It's crazy.
I don't love that.
The sex scene.
Yes. Yeah.
Ignore that.
Yeah, let's talk about
Thoughts?
It's romantic.
Tattoos,
jumping bodies, basically.
Yeah, so interesting.
But then him just bouncing.
Afterwards.
Oh yeah, after he's like that, like peace, I'm bouncing.
I was like, what? When did this happen? Where did that take place? Yeah, he just left.
Yeah, he was just like, bye, I'm gone.
You know who showed up for her though? Archer. He gave her a little cake and a drink.
Yes, that's right.
So thoughtful.
Archer. I love him. That is so good. So good. Okay, in the next few chapters, Fisher takes Saris to his childhood home in Ballard, and they get to know each other more. Wait, that was his childhood home?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He grew up in that town.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. I forgot.
It's okay.
With his mom. Yeah.
You've been reading a million books since you read this book.
I know. Oh my gosh.
I thought that so Saris tells Fisher about her whole backstory. Basically, her mom being a sex worker and then being murdered. Disgusting.
Yes, that was it
was so sad.
Yeah, heart-wrenching story.
But Madra, her queen, boarded up Saris's house and was like claiming that it was a plague Fishy.
Fisher.
Fishy. Fishy.
Yes.
That she did that.
No, there's something weird.
There's something there.
Something super weird happening.
Yeah.
I felt like, so there's a lot of the miscommunication trope kind of happening here, and there's a lot that Fisher doesn't tell Cyrus. And normally that really bugs me, but I feel like the author did a good job of allowing Cyrus to know enough information from other people, or like getting tidbits from Fisher, that it wasn't annoying. It was more just like, I'm motivated to read.
I agree.
Or sometimes I'm like, I hate this.
I felt like it didn't feel like he was purposely withholding to like
just be annoying.
It was more just like, well, I have a lot and like I'm not ready to talk about it quite yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Other like, than I can't talk about it.
Like Xaden, freaking Fourth Wing.
I know.
Ask the right questions. I'm like, okay, how about you just talk? Okay, but you know why I still love him.
Why do I have to ask the right questions? That's honestly toxic.
It's so toxic.
Don't love that, but still love him.
Yeah.
Do love him. I kicked my feet like a little girl when they started mind speaking. I was squealing. I love mind speaking.
I love the mind speaking too. It's so cute.
Yes.
And then they were like cuddling.
Oh, I know.
Because you find out that he's like tortured by the Quicksilver in his body.
Yeah. Very sad.
Yeah. It's super sad. Love the cuddling.
Me
love
too.
the tattoo sharing.
Yes.
That'd be scary if that happened. I'd be scared. My husband has tattoos. I don't want tattoos on me.
I want tattoos.
I know, but you can't even pick them?
I know. They're just appeared and you don't get to pick where. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine just like a little bow on your nose?
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's
Crazy.
True.
The next few chapters, Cyrus figures out how to work with the Quicksilver and she makes a new sword.
Yes.
Because she destroyed Danya's.
Yes.
And it chooses Lorith, though.
Yeah, which we haven't talked about him. I really like him, too.
Yeah, he's another bestie of Fisher's.
Yeah, Fisher gave him a part of his soul to save him.
Crazy. They share a soul.
I was screaming at the sword chapter.
Why?
Like, in a good way. I was like, ah! Powers!
Okay, it
chose him!
15 hours to make it.
I know. And the wolf's head
pommel. Yeah. He deserved it.
And his song and how it took his... I was like, of course, duh. That was a little obvious. I'm like, come on, Sarah. She didn't... They said to keep, like a song to keep. Yeah, they're going to take it
away.
So it like doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
At first, I was like, oh no, I hope they don't take the voice of the person who sings the song.
That'd be scary.
Yeah.
I'm glad it didn't.
It was beautiful. It was just so good.
It was so good.
I really liked it.
There's a little scene with Fisher and Cyrus, and Fisher tells Cyrus that she's a good thief, and she asks him, what have I stolen? And I was like, girl, you stole his heart.
Duh. We all see it.
Oh, he's obsessed with you.
Yes. In the next few chapters, they fight some vampires and find out that Everlayne was captured, and they have 56 hours to save her from her new fate. And let me tell you, way back when they were still in the libraries of Belican's Palace, I was like, you're like not even in the camera anymore. It's okay.
I mean, coffee.
Way back when they were still in the libraries at Belican's Palace.
Sorry. I'm distracting everyone. Okay. I'm good.
Way back when they were still in the library of Belican's Palace, Everlayne was either like extremely good at suppressing every single feeling other than happiness, or she has secrets. And I was just like, I don't trust you. Nor do I really want to be your friend.
I don't want to be your friend either. She literally just like didn't try to do anything about Fisher, her brother being in there.
Yeah.
In hell, literally.
Was not very kind to him.
No. And then like
she's like, it was hell for me too. I don't know. I still don't trust her.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't know her at all.
We don't know her. You're right.
And I'm like, was she just captured, or is she still a pawn?
Oh.
For her dad?
I'm sure she is just a pawn, but
like, is she working for her dad? I don't know.
I don't know either. I forget what even happened to her at the end because I read it literally at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Well, we'll get to it.
Okay. I'm glad you remember because I don't.
It's not much. We don't get like much about her.
Probably.
I don't think.
Yeah. Why I don't remember it.
Yeah. But Kingfisher promises not to bind her anymore to his word and let her come fight and gave her his father's sword. Oh my gosh.
So sweet.
And I just wrote, we're getting to see the man that Ren has been swearing he was this whole time. So cute.
We love him. We love Kingfisher. Okay.
Yes. I love him.
The next two chapters, Sirius finds out that her and Fisher are mates and they're God-bound.
Yeah.
Which basically means that one of them is going to die in the end.
Yeah.
Typically.
It sounded like there are mates, and that's pretty rare. And then even rarer still are like God-tied mates, which all of those stories end in intense tragedy. So that's a bummer.
So that's lovely to think about where this series is going.
Yeah.
Fisher, all this time, he was letting Sirius sit in like the wife spot of the table whenever they had dinner. And
I knew that.
Oh,
I was like, that's exactly what's happening right there. Also, he says her name for the first time at this point in the book. Did you pick up that he hadn't said her name throughout the book? I didn't realize it.
I don't think I realized it either.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
He said it.
And then he talks about why he really calls her Little Osha. I can't remember the details, but it was really cute.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really remember either.
Something about them being extremely resilient and protective.
Beautiful. People like protect them with their life for like just one day of them being there.
Yeah.
And something else.
And something else really good.
Really good. You should read it.
I literally wrote the butterfly story with a bunch of exclamation points, but then didn't expand.
That's okay. It's left to the reader.
Yeah.
To read surprises.
We also find out that he's known about her for centuries because his mother was an oracle.
Do you think he should have like told her?
I don't know. Because I also asked you, would you be mad?
No, I wouldn't be mad.
I don't think I would either. I loved her reaction, but I don't remember. I remember her reaction now. She wasn't mad at him for knowing, but she was mad that he decided he could make all these decisions about them without her.
Yeah.
And I liked that she was like, you don't get to just decide that you reject this bond without consulting me, or that you just get to like decide that we can't work for me. You don't get to make that decision.
And he listens.
Yeah. I liked that reaction. And I don't think I could have been mad.
I don't think so either. Because that would be weird to be like, hey, well, by the way, I'm your mate. I'd be like, I don't even know you.
It makes me think of Reese and Farrah again. How some people are like, he didn't tell her. But when would he have? It didn't make sense to tell her.
Yeah.
Because then we hate on Lucian for doing just that to Elaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been the same thing. Sarah's coming out of the Quicksilver pool and him being like,
you're my mate.
You're my mate.
I don't know.
Like, what is mate? What does
I would
that
be
mean?
like, I thought you were death. My mate is death.
Yeah, seriously.
So the Quicksilver inside Fisher like whispers to Sirius, and it says that she needs to save Fisher. And it says that the Quicksilver is a relic, a key, and a shield.
I didn't even notice that.
I did, and I was like, what does this mean?
Ooh, well, we know it's a relic.
We know it's a relic.
So we're going to have to figure out things out.
Yeah. And it seemed like he could be saved.
Yes. By the end of the book, they were like, oh, we're lessening it through the healer.
Yeah.
Ooh. In chapters 36 through 38, they come up with a plan to save Everlayne, but Fisher has his own secret plans and tries to sacrifice himself. But Cerys, Lorith, and Carrion follow him to hell, aka Sanisroth, which is the land of the vampires, where Malcolm is the leader, and Fae magic doesn't work there. Yeah, they go to find a witch to help save Everlayne, and Danya almost ruins it because she's like just being a turd.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that the only like female warrior too is like a complete bitch.
Yeah. I mean, Saris is a warrior.
Yeah, but she's like the main character.
I know. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess not everybody can be like amazing, because everyone kind of is so far, except for Everlayne. Hopefully we'll get more females.
Hopefully so. They kept mentioning on this part, like, they're like, don't worry, Saris. We have weeks for you to, like, actually accept the mating bond. And I was like, you keep saying that? You've said that like 5 times? She does not have weeks, okay? Like, you're setting this up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
Like setting it up for what?
For her not to have weeks, for like Fisher to die. You know, like for her actually not to have weeks.
Yeah, because he was doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He just made those decisions. He tried to make those decisions for her.
Like,
but he really did think he was doing the right thing.
Honestly, after finding out what happened to him in Sannisroth, I'm like, I wouldn't blame you for never wanting your mate to ever step into that place.
Absolutely. And his friends too. Like, he was just trying to protect everybody.
Yeah.
But before this happens, when Fisher is still working with everybody, Saris and Carrion are told what awaits them with facing Malcolm, and Carrion says, I'm too pretty to die old anyway. Which I love. Especially because
so sweet.
He wasn't a fragile human.
Yeah.
We knew that he was Fae and had all these cool powers anyway.
And he's beautiful.
I love him.
The best friend.
Love him.
So the book, this is the ending, and I missed a bunch of stuff because a lot of stuff happens. So they enter Sannisroth, aka literal hell, and we get this backstory. Madra, Belicon, and Malcolm are all in cahoots together.
Yeah, they call themselves the Try-something.
Trifecta.
Basically.
I think it is.
No, it's not.
That's Poppy
It's like
Lore.
the Trias.
They're annoying, is what they are, and evil. We find out that Fisher had made a deal with Malcolm, but like they never knew if it like came to be.
Yeah.
And he's basically been tortured all of these years. Saris saves them from this crazy maze and then gets like sucked into the Quicksilver into the gods. And then they save her by making her become half Fae, half vampire. And she ended up killing Malcolm.
Yeah.
Before she got sucked into the Quicksilver. But she killed him. So that means she's a vampire queen of Sannisroth now.
Yes. And also, Carrion, this is when he reveals that he's the Dainthus heir, because he's like, fine, Malcolm, suck my blood. And everyone's like, he's going to sacrifice himself. Harry Potter. There isn't any other way. Anyway, and then Malcolm goes to basically kill him by draining him, but then it like poisons Malcolm a little bit because his blood was used, his family's blood was used for the cure. I don't know, there were a couple things that were a little confusing because apparently everyone used to drink blood, but then they were cured by Carrion's dad's blood. Whatever. That's
Carrion's
a piece we didn't really get into.
Yeah. The spider fae thing.
Oh, I literally wrote, this is as much horror in a book that I can handle.
It was horrendous. It has a mouthful of teeth. It can never die. It just gets smaller and faster. And I hate it.
Yeah, agreed.
That's
agreed.
Just gross.
I wanted to note real quick, when they enter Sannisroth, they go through a portal thing, the Shadow Gates, and they fall from an 80-foot plummet into icy water. And I was like, they should be dead. I looked it up. The upper limit of tolerance is 100 feet for a human to fall into water and survive, but it's technically impossible to pinpoint a true limit. But I was like, 80 feet, they'd be dead. But I guess not.
I guess not. Carrion wouldn't be dead, but
yeah,
she would be dead. Saris would be dead.
Yeah, but she survived.
She survived.
My last note is, I'm screaming at Carrion, I love this and I love him. That's my last thing I wrote.
I think that's fitting.
Yeah.
That's very fitting.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought the little god scene was interesting because basically it was the god of chaos. He's the daddy
of the two
twins who are her sons. In her world. And he just didn't want to destroy the universe to break his little girl's hearts. And
I know, which is really cute.
the first question they asked her is, how's fucking the guy, basically.
Yeah, they were like, Daddy doesn't let us have any men around here.
I was like,
and then I really have been thinking about that. I'm like, how do they, like, that's just kind of sad.
yeah.
Because
I wonder if they have like arranged marriages or something.
to other gods.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any predictions for the next book?
I wrote nothing, actually.
I just have they have to face Madra. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Hayden and Sirius are blood siblings.
I like that.
Or if they are, they're half or something. Something I wish that was a little different.
Yeah.
Not different, but I wish we got more information and details about their powers. It was just kind of like, all of a sudden there's a ball of light, or then Fisher can do this and that, but like I wanted like a description of what they can do.
What it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
and why
sense.
like we did find out that Ren can do some things that Fisher can't, but I wanted details. Crying corner. I have 2 honorable mentions.
Oh, nice.
Oh, just kidding. I have 1 honorable mention. Sarah sharing about her mother's death. Watery eyes. I had watery eyes. But when I cried, actually, was in chapter 35 when Fisher was talking about the book his mom left him that had pictures of Cyrus in it. But the reason I cried wasn't for the romance. It was for the mom, like wanting to make sure his son was taken care of.
Yeah.
So I got emotional and cried.
That was really sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't cry at all.
That's okay.
As per usual.
As per usual.
I say I'm so emo and then I never cry.
I know.
Anything.
It's okay. I'll cry for you. Do you have a quote of the book?
I do. You're going to laugh. Well, I laughed out loud. This is why it's my quote. Cyrus and Fisher are flirting, as they do. And Cyrus and Fisher's like, I'm so beautiful. I'm so magical. And Cyrus says, and like, my personality is amazing. And Cyrus says, your personality is trash. And I literally laughed out loud.
Yeah, I love that.
My quote of the book.
I love that. I shared a couple quotes that I loved. My quote of the book was, of all the beautiful things I had seen, Fisher was the most beautiful of all. She said that to herself like near the beginning, page 172. I was like, that was just really sweet.
Cute. And then on page 128, she told him your personality is trash.
Yes, look at that. See, she was playing like hard, the long game. She's playing the long game with him.
She was.
I love it.
MFK.
Let's do it.
Madra.
Okay.
Malcolm. Bellicon.
I honestly think I would marry Malcolm to be a vampire queen.
Ooh. Then kill him.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
I would end up killing all of them.
Yeah.
I would use all of this
to
kill them. I would probably kill Madra.
Okay.
And F. Bellicon.
Okay.
I'm sure they're all very, very evil, but there's something about Madra. Like, Bellicon probably seems the least evil to me. Like, yes, he murdered an innocent family and took their throne, but it seems like I don't know, the way Madra really just starves her people.
She seems more cunning.
Yeah,
and
just like
heartless.
Malicious. Yeah, heartless. More heartless. So I would just be like, let's get rid of her. I feel like she would end up causing the most trouble. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what about you?
I like your idea of being vampire queen. So I
think Malcolm was the most handsome too.
I think so too. I think I am fucking Madra though.
Okay.
And then I'm killing Bellicon.
Okay.
Because how could he do that to my beautiful Fisher?
I know. And Carrion's family.
Yeah. And Madra's like, I don't know, immortal forever. Like she's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll kill her after that.
Good. Thank God. I was going to be like, all right, Katie.
She's done.
We need to have a talk. Any more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fisher, Carrion.
Okay.
Lorith.
Sorry, Lorith. Bye-bye. Lorith is dead, unfortunately. He's gone. I think I would... This is actually really hard. I don't know who I want to marry. I can't decide. Who do I want forever? Minnie, my dog, is barking at us. I don't know why my husband hasn't let her in through the other door. She can see me. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Fisher or Carrion? What does your gut say?
I feel like I would kind of want to marry Carrie On.
Me too.
I just, don't get me wrong, I love Fisher. I love him. Love. There's something about just how, I just think like life with Fisher would be very broody and moody. Life with Carrie On would be fun.
Yeah.
It would be so fun.
I think so too.
And I would rather have that for the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
And you're effing Fisher.
Yes.
Same. I think I have the same.
Love that for us.
Same. Okay. What about a spider fae, a feeder, or a vampire?
Do we have to do this one?
Yeah.
Well, oh my God. I can't. I don't think I can do it.
Okay, I'm marrying a vampire just because it's like,
yeah, but technically you don't have to
humanoid.
do it with them. You just say you're married.
what if I want to?
No, but I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm going to do anybody, it's going to be a vampire.
Yeah. Well,
So maybe I'll marry the feeder and then kill them immediately.
oh, that's a good idea,
and then
actually.
just kill the spider fae. You know what I mean?
I like this plan.
Like, I'm trying to get around from
banging a spider fae.
I don't want
or-
to touch the other creatures.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
We'll both do it.
Cool.
Are you ready for some would you rather?
Yeah.
I have a couple. Would you rather help fight / crush the frozen, oh my gosh, my thing auto-corrected. Help fight crush the frozen rice. Would you rather crush frozen rice? Would you rather crush the frozen ice, like help in that scene to stop the vampires, or stay hidden in a war tent?
I'm staying hidden.
Me too. Would you rather be friends with Carrie On or Renfus? Same.
I'm obsessed with him. I love Carrie On.
Would you rather go confront the evilest fate to ever live as a human, or stay safe in a cozy fae home?
Cozy.
Same.
Cozy's where I'm
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Would you?
Right. Oh,
Can I do
you have a
one?
would you rather? I love it.
I actually have 3.
Oh my gosh, hit me.
Be a vampire or be an immortal human.
An immortal human.
Okay. No blood sucking for you.
No.
I think I would want to be a vampire.
Okay. I wouldn't want to be one of these vampires.
I think I kind of would.
Okay.
They're kind of cool.
Maybe I'll change my mind after this next book.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Be Everlayne or be Danya.
Everlayne. What about you?
I think same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Serve Bellicon or serve Madra.
Bellicon.
I think me too. He seems dumber.
Yeah, and then I'd be Fae.
Yeah, true.
So.
True. Yeah.
And I would be wearing gold armor under 2 suns. Kill me. Oh my goodness. Okay, that was so fun. Thanks for listening to our recap of Quicksilver.
We loved it.
We are huge fans. 10 out of 10 recommend. Follow us on our social media. Oh, wait. What are we reading next?
Oh, we're going to do...
The Crescent City bonus chapters.
Is this one coming first or Crescent City coming first?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. We're doing Crescent City bonus chapters. And then we're going to start reading Caraval.
Yes. Caraval. We're doing the whole series. Yeah. So follow us on our social media at It's Fate Podcast, and rate, review, subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube.
Thank you.
Bye.